Hello, everybody. Hello. Glad you guys are here. Let's see, what do we have going on? Today is Wednesday. It's good to see you guys. Trying to figure out where to look right now. It's just always so weird staring at yourself on the computer. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are here. We are talking about organized life and organized business, and it can also go organized business, organized life. There's a whole lot that goes into this conversation, and it's really ironic that we have this topic today. Hello, I see a Facebook user. Thank you for being here. Um, I'm assuming that's probably Hallie, straight up at 12 o'clock. Anyway, I was saying it's ironic that we have this organized life equals an organized business, and really you could flip-flop that. Organized business equals an organized life. Because we wrote out a whole bunch of topics in advance, and right now I'm in the middle of a disorganized life and a disorganized business. So I'm talking to you today about this from the heart. So thank you for being here. If you guys are new here and you're wondering what the heck is going on, every Wednesday I go live talking about the business of interior design. My name is Michelle Lynn. I'm oftentimes in my kitchen cooking up success, but this is, like I said, it's just a crazy topic today. It is not so organized around my house right now. So we're going to talk about what to do when you're in the midst of this. So we go live once a week, every Wednesday at 12 o'clock with 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes 8 minutes, sometimes 17 or 18 minutes, but just a short little snippet of content that is geared to help you with your interior design business. And because entrepreneurs especially, and oftentimes most of the audience here are women, and so we have a lot of crossover between our life and our business. We talk about things that are business related, very specific and very strategic, but oftentimes they do cross over, like today. So let me know in the comments where you guys are from. I love seeing where we are connecting with individuals. And it's just so much fun to also see some of you guys making connections in your own cities and towns where you're developing relationships off the screen. So drop in the comments where you guys are located. Houston, hello, Houston, Texas. I'm in Dallas, so hello, Texas is in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Drop it in here. We've got, Cambridge, UK. Hello, hello. Indianapolis, Indiana. Good to see you. Yay. Okay. This is so much fun. Toronto, Ontario. Holy cow, we've got a good portion covered, don't we? We've got the UK, we've got Ontario, we've got Texas, we've got Indianapolis. I know Hallie is in Florida, South Africa. Wow. It just is crazy technology today. So thank you guys for those of you who are, in a different time zone. I don't think it's too far ahead in the UK, but South Africa, I think you are a little bit ahead. So thank you, Michigan. Glad to have you guys here. Oh, there we go. I can see you, Hallie. All right. So couple of things. One is that before we dig into this topic, one is that I want to have you mark your calendar for, what day is it? Monday hold on, I'm on my calendar. You'd think I'd know this. Mark your calendar. Monday the 10th. Okay, Monday the 10th is 6 p.m. Hello, another Oxford, UK. Good to see you. We've got Cambridge and Oxford in the house. Monday the 10th at 12 noon Central Standard Time, we're going to be starting our live workshop. It is rolling in the dough, how to qualify, quote, and close high-end clients while you're baking the profit into your project. So it is a week-long program. I do, in all transparency, on Thursday of that week, we also introduced my paid program. So I do have a paid program. It's a year-long mentorship and coaching program. And we've got lots of people from, UK as well. It's a great program. We have concierge to make sure that all your questions get answered. We have workbooks that we send to you in advance. Oh, hello, Herbert. It's good to see you. Good to see you, sir. So if you guys are available the week of the 10th, join us. It's free. It's a badass workshop. I just love giving it. And we have some bonuses as well. So pencil in. I can get the registration. She dropped it in here. You can see it in the comments if you're on Facebook. It's designforthecreativemind.com/workshop. So join us there. And also, if you guys are in business for any length of time and you understand how difficult it is to do your sales and marketing, because you have your email service, you have your social media that you need to get done, you have your the database where you need to keep your contacts and stuff like that. We've got a whole solution for you that we're going to be rolling out at the end of April. It's called Sidemark. So if you want to check out mysidemark.com, you can get on the waiting list. There's no obligation. I think we're going to roll it out at like 99 bucks a month. Whereas if you have all these other programs, it's like $400 a month, and it's all consolidated. And y'all, I got to tell you, I've been running ML Interiors Group for 15 years now, 15 years. I have been looking for a solution the whole time. So now I have co-founded it with a friend of mine because it's just like, this is what I've been wanting and I want to share it with y'all. And it's super easy and it's badass and it's just fantastic. So enough of the commercials. Okay. Enough of the commercials. Let me know where you guys are from. If you've just joined us, we've got South Africa in the house. We've got Florida. We've got Texas. We've got the UK multiple times here. This is super exciting. So anywho, let's get busy. Organized life, organized business. And as I mentioned when we first logged on, I'm in the middle of disorganization all around. So this topic is hitting near and dear to me. It's not the first time I've been here, so that's why we want to talk about this. So when we have organized life, your business is more organized. When you have an organized business, your life is more organized. And then on the flip side, when you're disorganized, it carries over to both sides. So why is that? Okay, why is that? In my opinion, I think when you have if you're overwhelmed, you're doing too much business. Right now, I've got multiple lines of business that I'm trying to juggle. My interior design business, y'all, I'm not a hypocrite. That shit runs itself. Okay, that runs itself. So that's the least that I have to worry about. But prior to getting my systems and processes in place with my interior design business, what happens is that you are haphazard, you are not organized, you are not proactive. What happens is that you become more like a thermometer than a thermostat. Okay, you are reacting to what's surrounding you as a thermometer. It's our job as business owners and as entrepreneurs to, holy cow, we've got France in the house and more Canadians. This is amazing. I think we've got more overseas people here today than we do from the States. How crazy is that? Okay, back to thermometer and thermostat. As a business owner and as the primary in my house, the primary house runner. Okay, I have an amazing husband who contributes and is participating, and we do run the household 50-50. But y'all know, as women, for the most part, and for those of you who are gentlemen, here's some insight for you of a typical household. It's not standard across the board, but most of the time, the wife or the woman is the one who is ensuring that you've got enough, the right groceries, your meal planning is getting done, the house cleaning is organized, the closets are organized, things along that line. The kids have the uniforms if they go to private school, they have the lunches packed, we're always thinking, right? We're always thinking. Thankfully, I have a husband who helps pack Genevieve's lunch, and he takes care of a bunch of things. But still, we're always thinking. So when your business can run itself, okay, and you have these processes and procedures in place, then you're not having to think about is everything getting done, okay? Because things are getting done. You have the ability to set the temperature in your home. You are the thermostat, okay? If you're running around like a maniac, because your business is off the rails and you have clients bitching at you over here and furniture that hasn't come over here and things that are broken, and then you miss an appointment because you're not organized, then you're not going to be focused at home. Okay, now this is the same if you're not if your life is going crazy outside of work. Oftentimes it's going to affect your business life as well. Your organized life, organized business. It's this very interesting dance, okay? But it's the case. So when you are feeling overwhelmed, or when you're feeling out of control, or if the temperature has gone up because you are the thermometer versus the thermostat, and the temperature's up here because you're running around with your hair on fire, it's time to fall back. Okay, so I can tell you, 17 times over that you have a disorganized life, like it says right over here. If you, what is this? If you have an organized life, you've got an organized business. Well, if you have a disorganized life, you have a disorganized business. Then if you have a disorganized business, you have a disorganized life, blah, 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 blah. We can acknowledge that. But what do you do? Like, what do you do? And I can only tell you from experience what I do in order to really kind of pull myself out of that vortex. Okay. Because like I've missed my dad's birthday. I didn't send him a card one year because things were crazy, and thankfully he gives a lot of grace and he didn't take it personal and all of the things. Or you have to pay extra in late fees, okay? Or your credit cards aren't getting paid, or things that aren't on automatic bill pay are overlooked. So when you can, yeah, the vortex of overwhelm and confusion, Hallie, that's for sure. So when you feel like you're going down, I always suggest you do is you grab I don't have it with me right here, grab a notebook and just write everything down, okay? Or grab a piece of paper or something, just do a total brain dump. A whiteboard is fantastic, okay? So the first step is just to get it all out of your head, okay? If you're a spreadsheet person, go ahead and put it on a spreadsheet. In my opinion, writing it down pen to paper, it literally gets it out of your system, because I personally feel anxiety when it just cranks up like this, okay? And like my hair's on fire. I'm the thermometer and I'm not the thermostat. I just have to get things out, okay? As women, oftentimes we cry. We are getting things out. But by getting things out, pencil on paper, it just it gives you this release. Okay, and I did this not so long ago. It gives you this amazing release because you can just, it's like throwing up on paper, okay? No, that's not very sexy, but it feels a lot better. You've got a stomach bug, right? You want to get it out of your stomach. So you've got this brain bug, basically, this brain bug. You get it out of your system. You write it all down. And then you go through and you can separate it. So maybe when you're writing it, you write, this is personal, this is professional, or maybe you just write it all down in one sheet, a couple of pages of legal pad or whatever. You get it out. Okay, then what you do is you take a look and you can figure out what is important, okay? And you can even take a look at this from what's important and urgent, okay? Those are the things that you have to get done right away. If it's important and it's urgent, that shit needs to be highlighted and taken care of ASAP, okay? If it's important but not urgent, then you can prioritize that, okay? If it's urgent but not important, like these are time wasting things. Like urgent but not important could be something like packing, well, I guess packing your daughter's lunch right before she goes to school is important, but urgent but not important, sometimes those are just time sucks. And then and you need to get it done, but it just feels like it's one more thing hanging over your head that's wasting your time. And finally, there's not urgent, not important. If it's not urgent and it's not important, do you really need to do it? Okay, so for example, I've got a closet that I really want to organize. Okay, it's not urgent, it's not important. So it's in the back of my head, but when you write it down, you can get to it, but it's not causing you stress. It's not causing you anxiety. Okay, yeah, I want to organize this closet. I'll get to it after I get these other things taken care of. So when you go through and you get this stuff organized, both business as well as personal, then your life and your business, they both become more organized and they play off of each other. So in this respect, you have this drop it on the paper. Yes, that's a great point. It allows a bird's eye view of some sort when you drop it on the paper. So it's also the power of journaling. Like, I love to journal. That's a whole different topic. Okay, so then you come back, you take a look, you can organize these things on the paper. Okay, cross off what doesn't need to get done. Okay, because that won't go away, but you don't have to get it done. And then you take the urgent and important things and just knock those out, and then you can get the rest accounted for. From there, once you have these things taken care of, or once you have them out on paper, you can also take a look at a plan. Okay, I think I talked about it in the last workshop. I couldn't find a planner that I loved that would allow me to get strategic. So I actually created one, which is sometimes why my life and my business are not quite as organized, because I take on too many things. But if you just put it on a piece of paper and you just say, okay, so here's my top 3 things to get done today. Okay, if I get these 3 things done, then it's a success. Now, then you've also got a to-do list underneath that. Oh, this is my beta one. Okay, no wonder. My other one's my other one, doesn't matter. See, disorganized mind also. We should probably have organized life, organized business, organized mind. Right now, like I said, it's so ironic that this is our topic today. But if you have your top 3 and you get those done, rock on. If nothing else gets done over the course of the day, it's still a success. But then you also have the rest of your to-do list, so that if you do get those 3 things knocked out by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you have any appointments and you need to get these things done, you get them done. Okay, and then you take them and you roll them over to the next page. So you have your top 3. And if you plan the night before, okay, so this is how I dig myself out of the weeds, is plan the night before. Okay, so I go pick up my kid around 5 o'clock every afternoon. So from 4 until 4:30, or from 4:30 until 5, I'm looking ahead at tomorrow. So you take a look and you say, okay, my top 3 things in my planner or on your to-do list or whatever you want to do. You put the top 3 in there. And then you knock those 3 out. Those are almost non-negotiable. There's going to be days where it just doesn't happen, but they're almost non-negotiable. The idea is that you don't roll those 3 over, okay, but that you potentially bring 3 more from your to-do list and put them up there. And when it comes to being an entrepreneur, oftentimes your personal life and your professional life, your top 3 could be pick up your prescription, okay, and then return the call for this and create that for business. It doesn't have to be all one or all the other. Okay, so just remember that even though we tend to work in silos, business and personal, oftentimes they cross over. Give yourself the grace that when your life is hectic and haphazard, maybe you've got illnesses, maybe you've got deaths, maybe you've got divorce, or you're moving, or just shit's happening. Give yourself grace in your business. Don't have the same expectations of yourself when you've got one or the other that is not in optimal positioning. Okay, same thing with business. Right now, I am launching a couple different lines of business that go with this, and I have to give myself grace and ask my husband for a little bit of extra help because I don't have the mental capacity to navigate everything. Okay, but I also want to tell you guys both, life and business, you have to take rest. Okay, rest is very, very important to recharge and to be able to keep going. So I'm going to leave you with that. Make sure that you work time in. Maybe one of your top 3 things is a nap. Okay, so that you give yourself that grace and you give yourself that fuel and you allow your body to heal accordingly. With that, again, as a reminder, April 10th, we have the interior design workshop, rolling in the dough, how to qualify, quote, and close high-end clients while you're baking your what are you baking? Your profits into your project. Pencil that in. Hallie's got the information linked in here in the comments. And I will see you next week. What are we talking about next week? We are talking about your projects. It's getting organized. Okay, we're going to talk about how to organize your projects. So thanks for being here. I will see you guys next week, and then I will see you the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yes, we have some bonuses. So thanks for being here. Thank you all. Thank you, Hallie, as well. And I will see you guys soon. Maybe I'm going to go take a nap.